Hey guys, Tinker Taylor here again today, bringing you another one of these builds. I'm so super excited about it. So today we are working on Charizard, who is the last evolution in the totally lost my train of thought here. The Charmander evolutionary line. Sorry, that took me a hot minute. So if you don't know about Pokemon, it is a starter Pokemon. Oh, it's the third evolution of a starter Pokemon. um, in Gen 1, and he looks like a big lizard dragon with a big flame on his tail. So, Charmander has a little flame on his tail, Charmeleon has a medium sized and one. So, when I saw Charizard, I was thinking, why not do like a fire lookout station? Because, big fires, you definitely need these fire lookout stations in the middle of nowhere so that people can be like, hey, big fire, let's put it out. Um, and that's kind of what I went with. I did Google a lot of things about this and what they looked like, and I had a look as well. Someone had already done it in The Sims, and I was trying to figure out what lot they'd done it on because none of the lots I was picking, I just did not like any of them. And this is the lot they picked, and I was like, you know what, they did pretty well with it. And I spent like 20 minutes trying to figure out how they had gotten to this point, like how they no, sorry, I tried to figure out a lot. I did eventually figure it out, obviously, because I used the same lot, but it took me forever to try and figure out which lot it was because they'd hidden it so well. I think I had to end up watching their video. Um, and I could not tell you for the life of me. I really should write these things down. Like, oh, I got this idea from this video or from this picture. I do have pictures saved for the A to Z challenge next month. But for this one, I didn't, which is very irresponsible of me, if I'm honest. Because people who've done this before me definitely deserve their I don't think the word they did it first, so they should get the recognition. Um, but if you Google Sims 4 Firewatch Tower in the images, there's a picture of Firewatch Tower in this lot. Um, and that's where I got my inspiration from. So yeah, definitely don't want to be claiming certain things as my own. I had the idea on my own, it's just trying to figure out where to do it. It really bothered me that I couldn't find a lot. So when I couldn't find a lot, that's when I started Googling it. And that's kind of what I do when I have an idea and I don't know what to do, where to do it, how to do it. I'll do some Googling and take some real life inspiration, and then I'll take some uh, game inspiration. And so that's kind of how we end up with this. And I hope you guys enjoy it because I had a lot of fun with it, especially the outside. The inside's nothing special, it's just, whatever. But the outside, I love it. I think it's brilliant, and I hope you guys do too because, yeah, like I said, I spent a lot of time trying to make it look really, really good for you all. Also, it is also officially New Year's for me. I was going to try and record this video the New Year's Eve day, but I really wanted to go out and see people because I'd been sort of trapped in the house for a week or so because I was house and animal sitting and plant sitting, and there was just, yeah, a lot to do, and I got a little bit stressed and just needed to get out. So I didn't end up recording this video, but I am recording it now. So I hope you all enjoy the series so far. I'll be real, the first video, I accidentally put it live 12 hours early. I don't know how I did that, but everything else I checked and double checked everything else's time. I seriously don't know how I did it. It was such a. I remember waking up on New Year's Day and having a look just because I don't usually have a look straight away first thing in the morning, and I did, and then I saw it was live already and I freaked out a little bit, but then I just privated it until it needed to be uploaded again. So, that's fine, I guess. But no, it was kind of a little stressful doing that, but to be honest, I was dealing with a lot more stressful things because there were people who were not feeling well. Um, I had to take. So for the first half of the day, I got 29 minutes sleep according to my watch. And then the second half of the day, I got an hour. And then I came home and I slept for a lot longer. It was amazing. It was brilliant. I still woke up feeling a bit trashy yesterday. Like, I didn't feel as rested because even though I did get good sleep, I got 8 hours. I just hadn't got good sleep the night before because I was up late and then up early taking care of people who were not feeling. So, yeah, just very, very exhausted from that weekend. But I feel better now. That's for sure. I definitely feel a lot better now, and I have rested and I'm gonna get back into making videos. I might even make 2 today if we're lucky. But I did a lot of building yesterday, which I'm really happy about. I finished a big build for the A to Z challenge, and I mostly finished one of the builds for this challenge. So today I'm hoping to do the same sort of thing, finish an A to Z build, finish a Pokemon build, and we're just gonna keep doing that every day until A to Z are done, and then go back to doing multiple Pokemon builds in a day. Also, I'm gonna be starting streaming soon again. Probably next week. I haven't decided. But hopefully next week start streaming again. Where I'll be doing lots of builds and stuff like that over on Twitch. So if you want to see me do builds in real life, in real time, and you want to give feedback and you want to, hear about what's going on and behind the scenes stuff and whatever, you can absolutely go over to Twitch and come hang out. You don't have to if you don't want to. I understand not everybody likes hanging out on Twitch or doesn't have time for that. But if you would like to, the offer is definitely there. So yeah, that's pretty much that. I also do variety games. I don't just do Sims. So on 3 days a week I'll do Sims, and then 1 day a week I will do variety games depending on how I feel. It's either co-working and co-studying, or it's an actual game. But it just depends on how far behind I am in that week's schedule. So this week, if I can keep on top of everything and even get ahead, we'll definitely be having a lot of fun with some sort of new game next week. But if I am feeling slightly overwhelmed and falling behind, then I will be doing some co-working where I do a lot of behind the scenes work, like I make thumbnails and I upload videos, and that sort of stuff. So, and then you guys can come along and put your tasks in, and you want to have someone help you co-study. We have like a little Pomodoro styled timer, so yeah, if you need to, yes, like just head down and get some work done, you can do that for about, I do 50 minutes and then 10-minute break. I found that when I moved away from uni during the pandemic, I really struggled with going online because I'd been all in person and now suddenly I was all online, and it really messed with me. It really threw me off. And so I had to implement, the Pomodoro style study session, and it was really, really good. Because I'd go for a walk around the block in the morning, and then I would start a timer for 50 minutes. Actually, I think I started with 30 and 30 because I just needed to get something done, but I needed a lot longer of a break because it was just a lot of stuff and I was feeling very overwhelmed. But by the end of the first day, I had done more in that day than I'd done in the previous week. So that tells you, like, it really helped for me personally. And so, yeah, I definitely enjoyed getting a lot of that sort of stuff done, and I'd kind of do it now. Sometimes I get into the habit of just doing so much for so long that I never take breaks, and then I get overwhelmed, and then I don't want to do anything, and it's just this big, stupid, stressful thing that I just don't want to have to deal with. But now, pretty better. Pretty better. I'm doing better. And that means, yeah, I'm able to not have to do as much Pomodoro style stuff as I usually do. Um, but yeah, sometimes I just need that little bit of help. And so yeah, if you guys, even if you don't come to stream and hang out and do that sort of stuff, if you are ever struggling, I definitely recommend Pomodoro style studying. Um, and another trick I do is instead of writing big projects, like okay, if you let's say you're at uni and you've got 2 assignments to do, don't write just the headings of the 2 assignments. Write down each section of the assignment that you got to do. So if you've got to do a speech, not a speech, an essay, okay, how many points are you making? You need your intro, your conclusion, and then how many points are you making within it? Let's say you're making 2 main points, then you write those 4 things down. Intro, point 1, point 2, conclusion. And that way when you're doing it, when you finish, let's say you finish half the assignment, you can highlight that off. And now you see, or cross it off, or however you do, now you can see that like there's progress being made and there are things that are being removed from your list and you don't see it anymore. I found that as well, if you have a little whiteboard and you write these things down, rubbing them off or erasing them, it is another way of being like, wow, like I can actually physically see the work disappearing. It's really helpful and handy. So yeah, definitely recommend doing that. Also, if you have any other tips on how to get work done and not be so overwhelmed, absolutely feel free to share down below. We love sharing that sort of stuff here. I don't know. I don't like the idea of gatekeeping helpful tips and knowledge. Not that I think anyone else does it. I don't personally know anyone else who does it, but I'm just saying, yeah, definitely share all the tips and tricks you can down below. The more help we can be to each other, the better. Yeah, I know not everyone studies the same way, so I know that some people would be like, yeah, that's not gonna work for me. And you know what? That's absolutely fine, which is why I'm like, if you have other tips, please share it, because I would love to know the different ways that work for you. You know, there are some people who just sit down, put on a pair of headphones, put on like bland, basic, no, I don't want to say bland, basic music, but not like upbeat music, not no lyrics or anything like that, just instrumental, I guess. And they just go from there and they work through that and they do not get up until it's done. I can't do that. I have to get up at some point and stretch and let my brain decompress a little bit. So I get that we all study differently. I mean, living at uni with people who also studied and studied different things, there are a lot of different ways in which we studied and ways it worked for us. I am the sort of person who, if left on my own, it's very questionable if I get things done because I'm very susceptible to distraction. Which is why when Onion is here, Onion's my roommate in case you didn't know, we share an office space. If he's here, I will give him my phone and he will let me know if anything important shows up. And he gets to deem what's important, I don't. Obviously, you know, if my mum's calling or something like that, that's important. And I can see on my watch usually if anyone like who's calling or whatever, I usually can see the notifications. So I know which ones to ignore and which ones to answer. Which is fantastic because it means even if I want to, if he doesn't say it's important, I can't get it. I can't distract myself. Because like, if I say it's important, he'll let me, but I'm very good at not being pretending it's important when it's not, and he's also very good at knowing when it's important or when it's not. So it's a good system. You know, if a friend actually I had one time where a friend called who never calls me, and so Onion was like, okay, yeah, you can have it because I know this friend and this friend never calls, and it was important. It was a very exciting news being shared, and that was fine. And we chatted for a bit, and I'll be real, I was so distracted after that news. It didn't matter if I gave my phone back to Onion or not. I was so like happy and hyped on the news that I did just take a little bit of an extra break from whatever I was doing. I don't even remember what I was doing. I was doing something, don't remember. And then yeah, eventually when I came back to the office, I gave Onion my phone back and went back to work, and it was good. It's a good little system. I used to, before that, I used to put it like on, I've shelves down the side of my desk. I used to put it on a shelf and not look at it, or I'd put it in my pocket. And usually that was pretty good, but sometimes, I don't know, more recently I've been like increasingly distracted. The further away it is, the better. The less control I am, the better. And yeah, it's been working. But unfortunately, Onion's been away since Boxing Day. Actually, since before Boxing Day. Onion visited for Christmas. Had Christmas here with everybody, and then everybody left except one roommate. So it was just me and one roommate here for the entire time, and then yeah, now people are starting to come back and whatever. But anyway, that was a lot of rambling. Apologize. I always apologize. I think I shouldn't, because it's just something that I do, and it's just who I am. So yeah, yeah. I don't know. I'm trying not to apologize for who I am anymore. But I do want to say, if it's bothering you and annoying and frustrating just to hear me ramble, I understand. Mm. But I'm doing better with not umming and ahhing and forgetting what I'm talking about halfway through. But anyway, we are very, very, very close to the end of the build here. Definitely let me know your thoughts, feedback, opinions, thinking, emotions, whatever you want about this build down below, and I'll definitely read them. But until then, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.